Good morning, or good evening, whatever you want to call it. It's dark. I'm heading out. I'm getting ready to go. I just unloaded during the daytime, during daylight over here in Ardmore, Oklahoma, and look what I did. Busted up my DOT bumper. I had a big machine on here, this big, I don't even know what it was. But I had no business putting it on my deck here. It should have been on an RGN. It was too heavy to unload with my ramps, and they didn't have any ramp at the place I unloaded, so they built one out of dirt and gravel. Boy, when that fucker was coming off the end, it just sunk, and, well, it did what you see there. Anyway, I got a deadhead quite a ways. Get over to a pickup I got in over by Mount Pleasant, Texas. I'm gonna get there around 7 a.m. and go get this dude loaded. Actually, on my way there, here we go. This is how you roll. Boiled eggs for breakfast. Easy meal. Anyway, before I get to the spot, I did a little bit of work on my truck and trailer. A couple of lights I had out, whatever. Then I'm rolling on down here. Now I want you to see this. This is a place I've been picking up for a little bit. It's been a dedicated route. Look, first time I came here, I saw where I had to turn. I was like, no way, that's somebody's fucking driveway. No, this is where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, you look at it from the road there, it looked like I was going to be turning in someone's driveway. First time I went by it, I was like, fuck that. Went and called the shipper, and sure enough, this is the right spot. Now, you got this narrow little road, not something you want to see someone else coming down the opposite way. Then you get to this spot. And for about a quarter mile or more, you just gotta be creeping. Video sped up. I'm not moving this fast. I'm just barely creeping. I got it like in first gear and just barely moving. Place is a real mess, honestly. It beats the hell out of my truck and trailer. Anyway, I've got to take care of these people, right? Well, here we go. We're going to back under that shed that tractor just pulled out of. And we're going to fully load this thing with some utility trailers that I'm going to be taking up to Wisconsin, over by Menominee. So, now that I'm here, I'm just going to go off duty for a little while. Now, some of you saying, you're supposed to log that as on duty. You're working. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why you want to eat up all your time? We're going off duty. I'll put it on duty when I put them straps. You know what I mean? Before we get further down the road, I'd like to ask you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Let's help it grow. Appreciate you, folks. Let's get back to the show. This place here, they load these trailers with a crane, and the crane only goes side to side, doesn't go backward or forward, so I have to go backward and forward all the time as they bring a new one on to position it just right. But I gotta say, I've been to quite a lot of these trailer manufacturers around here, and these guys here, this is a small crew. Looks like, I don't know how long this place has been around. I'm thinking they're fairly new, so I'm hoping they'll grow over time and things will get better here as far as the terrain and the facility. But these guys, out of all the places I picked these up at, these guys are the best at building the trailers on top of my trailer. Some of these places I've been to have the load will shift, not because of something I've done wrong, but because of something the manufacturer did wrong when it comes to stacking these trailers on top of each other. And you know, it's not just me that has to put this shit on to secure this shit to the trailer. They got to do a good job of securing it, you know, with the wood and all the things they do to build a load. Like really build the fucking load. And these guys are the best at it. They really take care. They really do a good job. And I like these guys. They're nice fellas here. And they got good work ethic, so. Y'all like my shirt? Thank you, Dwayne, for sending me this shirt. If you haven't checked out Dwayne Clyett, do it. He's a truck driver, lives there in Nashville, Tennessee. Phenomenal vocalist, phenomenal singer. Got a good band too. I mean, a good guitar player, a really good guitar player, and Dwayne is a phenomenal singer. I mean, get you a t-shirt. All right, so we've already started the loading process here. And as you see, like I was saying, they load it with a crane, an overhead crane here. And I have to move backward and forward as they, you know, as needed. Because that crane doesn't move backward and forward. So there's a lot of this right here. For a few hours. Getting this right. Very tedious. Very boring. Sometimes I have to keep my truck running longer than I like. You know, idling is not good for these new trucks. In fact, it's really bad for them. So I don't dig this at all. But eventually we end up getting loaded and looking something like this after a complete loading, and I finished tying down. Nice work, huh? All right, now that we're all loaded up and tied down, it's time to get out of here. It's also time to face the most difficult part of hauling these things. I got my mirror set up so you can watch, or excuse me, I got my camera set up so you can watch that mirror. Now, you're not getting a really good view of what I see as the driver, but the terrain is so bad and so uneven and just, it's horrible. As I leave, every time you see these trailers in the mirrors, both sides, rocking back and forth, and that trailer, my trailer, twisting. And you know, there's two different sets of trailers and they twist opposite from each other. And I'm wobbling back and forth and hitting bumps. And as you can see, I'm just creeping along here. And that, you know, the worst thing that could happen, well, at least here, is to dump your load right there on these people's property. You'd think they would have their shit together by now. But maybe they'll get things fixed when someone else comes along and dumps the whole load. It's real uneasy. It's an uneasy feeling. And also, it doesn't matter how tight I tighten those straps, the load will settle a lot. Just creeping along here. and this stuff rocking back and forth. So before before I'm even off the property, there's been a few times where I've had to check it a couple times. Go ahead, stop, tighten down. Now look here. This is about the worst spot. I don't know if you could tell. Maybe I ought to get me one of those headbands or whatever these other YouTube truckers are wearing these days, so you can get a better point of view instead of just straight on. But this right here is a difficult spot because of the rains. All the water washes down this hill and it causes, erosion in certain spots. And so it's really uneven. I'm telling you, this shit is scary as fuck to me. It really doesn't look like much. It's awfully pretty, all that green. Look, now here I am. Don't do what I do and hold your phone to record this. I'm a highly trained professional. Anyway, you can see right here, if you look close, my tires aren't even on the ground for a minute, and it tips. I mean, it like tips, man. But once I get past that, I just continue to ease on out of here. As I mentioned before, once I get to a certain spot up here, I go ahead and do a load check. Pretty much when I get back on the hardened surface and off of that dirt, that stuff turns to horrible mud. If you know Oklahoma, there's red mud, red dirt, red clay, and it's horrible. But I usually do at least one check before getting back onto the road, and it's a good thing. You see there, every one of those straps was loose just from coming from that spot to that spot. It shakes it so much, all that twisting and all that shit loosens up those straps. Or it doesn't loosen up the straps, those trailers settle. And then once I cross the Red River, I come back over here to this Harris, Oklahoma, do another load check. It's a good thing too, because most of the time they end up loose. This time I think I made out pretty good. For the most part, most of them are still good, so. Ew, look at this fucker hitching a ride. No riders, man. Get the fuck out of here. Fucker. I could see that this little 2-inch strap I got here, I could see it was loose. Oh yeah. So, oh shit. Fuck. I fixed that one. Yeah, well, that's about it. Other than just the ride up to Wisconsin. Kind of boring, actually, especially since it's overnight. Here it is up in over there by Menominee. It's so boring that I think I'm done with it. Later!